Hello you, and welcome to all about how to do crow pose, bakasana, into a jump back, into your chaturanga dandasana, and then through a vinyasa. It is a really cool move, and it's honestly one that I thought I'd never be able to do. And I would annoyingly watch my husband be able to do this like as soon as I taught him how to do crow pose, and I was so annoyed. And then literally one day, like a few months ago, I found a way to do it. And it just goes to show that even if you think you can't do something, sometimes you just need a teacher or you need a cue that makes everything change and become clear. And for me, it was this one particular cue that I kind of gave myself. I kind of told myself like, do this instead. And suddenly I could do my jump back and I was amazed and I was so happy. So I hope that this gives you the courage and the strength to be able to give it a go. If you can't do it, that's okay. We keep trying, we keep coming back for more. If you're interested in learning how to do bakasana, crow pose, that's a great first place to start. And I recommend practicing this video here so that you know how to do that. You've got a strong crow pose, you've got a strong general practice, and then we put all the pieces together and we end up here. So when you're ready, my name's Angie and I'll meet you over on the mat. So we are not actually going to do a warm-up for today's class because you've already got a warm-up video that I want you to try out. So do the warm-up class for this, do a little practice of bakasana, and I'm going to show you just how to get this technique. Now, first of all, when we are in our crow pose, a big thing that you know, because I talk about this quite a lot, is about your drishti. It's where you're looking in your yoga pose. It's really going to help you find flight in a posture where you need to have that flight. And drishti just means gaze in yoga, but it's where you're looking in a particular pose. Now, in your crow pose, if you're looking directly down, you're likely to just topple over and go down. So you want to be looking down and ahead, just like an aeroplane is not looking down. An aeroplane, in order to gather flight, is looking up and slightly ahead. It's not looking all the way up, it's looking up and slightly ahead in order to find that takeoff. So similarly, for us to find takeoff, we need to be that airplane. So the hands are down, upper body and lower body are connected. We're gazing down and ahead, finding lift and length through the backs. Glutes are lifting high. And then we start to tip the body forward and lift the foot one at a time all together. The feet come to touch, and then we can work on taking a deeper bend in your elbows. Now, in order to find that jump back, let me first show you what it looks like. So I've taken that jump back into plank. I've taken a chaturanga, I've moved into an upward facing dog, and then I would send it back into a downward facing dog. What we're looking for here is removing the fear. I know that that's not something I can teach you how to do from an anatomical perspective, but let me tell you, we are not just working on physical strength in this pose. We are working on the physical strength, yes, to be able to jump back into plank. I understand that takes core strength, it takes arm strength, it takes balance, it takes all this stuff. Two things are not talked about enough. As you know, I've mentioned them already. It is your drishti, where you're looking, and it is getting out of that mindset of fear. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to fall flat on your mat, or I'm on a wooden floor here. You're going to be okay. If you're really scared, you can cushion yourself. You can literally surround yourself with cushions and blankets and make it a little bit more of a safer place for you. But do the mindset work. I can do this posture. I can do this posture. I will do this posture. I will do this posture. I'm trying to do this posture. I'm trying to do this posture. Remove all of that fear around it. Believe in yourself a little bit more is really going to help. But I also want you to have the mindset of whether I can do it or not doesn't make me a better person, doesn't make me better at yoga. You know, get rid of that mindset that is so fixated on having to do it and actually have fun with trying to do it. But the number one thing, the cue that I gave to myself that helped me was to engage through my abdominal muscles. Specifically, we know this in yoga as Uddiyana Bandha. Now, Uddiyana Bandha just means a navel lock, and it's this engaging of this lower part of the belly. Engaging of the lower part of the belly and gazing forward still, and then jumping the feet back is how I was able for the first time after years of trying to do it. So, you're going to go again. We're going to do it together. Find your crow. When you're up there, you're still gazing ahead. Keep gazing ahead. Now watch what the lower belly is doing. Can you engage through the lower belly? Keep gazing ahead. Lean the weight forwards and then jump it back. Oh, I'm here with you. I just dropped down. We're going to keep trying. We're going to do it together. Then elbows bend, lower down. Inhale, roll over the toes, upward facing, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, roll back over the toes, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Back onto your knees. Check in. Mentally, how are you feeling? What's the breath doing? Were you breathing through that practice, through that pose or a series of poses? If you were not, you're limiting yourself. So can you continue with the breath staying nice and steady? Where are we looking and where are we jumping? And I know it's a lot to think about, but that's just part and parcel of the practice. No one said yoga was easy. Let's do it one more time. And you know, you put me on pause and you can keep on practicing, and please make sure you do the videos to warm yourself up and do your crow practice. This is part of a 5-class challenge series on how to do crow. Okay, so keep practicing. Let's do it one more time together. Let's find our crow pose, Bakasana. I always say start in Malasana, your yogi squat, and help yourself out by starting there. It makes it a little bit easier. Find your crow, find that lift. Gazing down and ahead, find your breath. Engage Uddiyana Bandha. Navel lock squeezes up and in. And we jump back. Drop down to your knees. Let's take a nice balasana, child's pose. Knees nice and wide, feet together. Extending the arms to the front. Take a breather. This is important. You need to slow everything down now. Breath rate and heart rate. Good, take your time. Make your way back up. So, I hope that has given you a bit more insight. Let's do a recap because there was a lot going on there. Number one, your drishti, your gaze. Where are you looking as you do that jump back? You're not looking back, you're not looking down. You're still looking forwards and ahead. Number two, do not hold your breath. Keep that prana. We know it as prana in yoga. It's our life force energy. So literally, you can't do much in life without your breath. You need your breath. A strong and a steady inhale and exhale as you move throughout the posture. And a series of poses is really going to help you. Number two. Number three is working on your mindset. Is the most important thing that people are forgetting about in the yoga practice, because they think, oh, I just need to be strong and flexible and mobile. But actually, no, you also need to remove the fear of falling, the fear of getting it wrong, the obsession with needing it to be right, the obsession of having to get into the pose because that makes you good at yoga. Trust me, there's no such thing as being good at yoga, but also when you get into a particular pose, really, it's about the journey getting into the pose as opposed to getting into the pose. You know, just like when you're hiking up a mountain, if you're just thinking about the mountain the whole time and you're hating the whole process of getting up there, what's the point? Like when you get up to the top of the mountain, you're like, oh, cool, I'm here now. You know, you may as well enjoy the whole process. So similarly to this, enjoy the whole process. Enjoy all the classes I've put together in this series, this 5-class series, to help you get to these points. And then Uddiyana Bandha, your navel lock, especially for this jump back. You've got to engage through that lower belly. Bandha means lock. It's an energetic lock. When we hold it in place, it helps us get things done, and helps us get this pose done. So engage through Uddiyana Bandha, squeeze through that lower belly is drawing up and in, and then bold and brave enough to jump the feet back. You land in your plank, elbows squeeze as you lower down. That's your Chaturanga Dandasana. You come up into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog, and then you send your hips up and back to the sky for your Ardha Svanasana, downward facing dog. That is the flow. That's how you're taking your vinyasa with doing that crow to jump back. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more challenges on here, please let me know. If you would like to have 50% off the first month, online yoga studio called Unearthed. I have over 400 classes for our global community, and they are all led by Indian teachers like me. So hopefully I'll see you over there. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you again very soon in our next practice. Bye.